Welcome to the new video. Today we got really interesting video of Power Query. In this video tutorial of Power Query, we are going to learn about the new function of Power Query. It's called Excel.CurrentWorkbook. And what is the use of this function? This function import all the tables current workbook, because for example current workbook have multiple worksheets and we want to append whole data in a one worksheet. For that we use excel.currentWorkbook function. For example, here I have this workbook, and in this workbook I have 4 different worksheets and I want to append and make a report of whole this data. So how we can do this? Before doing this, I would like to show you this the data what I'm using for this tutorial is not so big data. Is we have only 100 rows including one header. So including one header, if 101, so we minus 1, then 100 rows. Each data have 100 points. So if we like to check how much we have in a whole data, and before this we begin our tutorial, we have to convert our whole data in official Excel tables. So let's first do that. Becomes our first data, click inside data, control T, and OK. It asks the table name. Table name is really important. So we can give here table name Balin, enter. We comes to the second tab, click here, control T, OK, table name Frankfurt. And now the third table I'm doing fastly, control T, OK, table name Hamburg. Now the fourth table we are doing here, control T, OK, and table name is Munich, enter. So now we have our whole data, but before we go further, I would like to show you one small trick to know how much data points we have. For this, we have one really good function in Excel. It called the rows. As we write a rows and open parenthesis, it asks the array. As an array, we can give the name of our table. So like for example, as we write here Berlin, it giving us our first table. We put and close the parenthesis and use the plus sign because we have to add all 4 datasheet rows, then Frankfurt, close parenthesis, plus rows, open parenthesis, Hamburg is giving quickly, and the last one again rows, open parenthesis, and Munich. So all is done and we press enter. So 400. So by this function we get to know in our data we have total rows 400. So we have to keep in mind our data. So now we come our main aim to bring this data in a one Excel worksheet. For example, we need comes here and we have to bring all the data here, not a cut copy paste, by using a Power Query function Excel.CurrentWorkbook. So now we comes to our data tab. From here I'm using Microsoft 365, and here my Power Query exists in a get and transform MS Excel 2016-19 in all versions. It is here in 2010 and 13, somewhere here you have on a ribbon. So now we comes here data, get data, and from get data we comes to the other sources, and from other sources we directly come to the down, a blank query. We click here on a blank query. It opens our Power Query editor. As you can see, it opens our Power Query editor. Now in here we have our source, but right now our source is empty. So we have to give a command to the source. How? First we put an equal sign, click here in a function bar, equal sign, and before we start I would like to show you Advanced editor. In advanced editor, right now we have no functions except equal sign that we gave it. Okay, so and this will be our M code, what we are going step by step. Let's here, and before this we give a one nice name to this query. For example, all data tables. This is we done, and we comes back here. Now our command is excel dot, remember Power Query is case sensitive, so we have to write completely and proper way. So it is giving here Excel.workbook. I click, but you can see it giving me an error because I already write here Excel that I will remove. So we comes here in the end. Remember, Power Query is a case sensitive, and M code you have to write correct way. Double check. So we as a double check, Excel is capital, C is capital, and W is capital. So now as we press enter, so now you can see this command from our current Excel workbook. It brings all the tables. If we click here, you can see in a preview, this is a table from first table, and if we click here, second table, third table, fourth table. So it have all the table. Power Query easily fetch up all the tables, and the names are from our worksheet: Berlin, Frankfurt, Hamburg, and Munich. So now what we can do, we can change the names as a city name, enter, and we just expand our table contents here, and we want to keep as original, so we uncheck this and click OK. So now you can see our data is here, and we have to correct the data type. How? We comes here, and names are in a text, date should be in a date format. Here is the drugs names is in a text, sold quantity should be in a whole number, amount we make the amount in a currency, and city names as a text. And what we can do, we can round up, we can click here, and we can come to the transform, and we can round the numbers, round or round up and round down. So we do the round number, decimal place 0. So you can see it round up completely. And now one more thing we can do here is the names is not good. We put the sales rep name and enter. So now our data looks really fine, good. And you can see here in the bottom it's saying a 400 rows, 6 columns, 400 rows, and column proofing based on top 1000 rows. So now we are ready to load or import our data in our Excel worksheet. Now we have an import data box here. We can import this data as a table, or if we want to do it again the data analysis to make some result and reports, we can fetch this data as a pivot table report. So let's have a look first as a table. We come here, we select the existing table, row and column A1, and click OK. As we click OK, you can see our whole data is here. We have one problem here. As you remember, in our first sheet we have here 400 rows as per the formula, but Power Query is showing you 401 rows. From where this one row came, we have to check. One more thing, when this data is here, and if we refresh this data in future, what gonna happen? Suppose if we refresh this data, look what is happening. It's doubling our data. If I will refresh one more time, so from 801 it gonna be 1202 1201. So data is every time getting double. Why? Because when we started from this worksheet, it was a blank query, and it bring whole data from the other worksheets, and every time when we refresh, it import or brings the data from the worksheet and multiply the data. So how we solve this problem? It's nothing a big, it's really simple and easy. Let me first change the name of here, all data tables. So now if we are here, this is the name of this table, and if we check the table name is also all data tables, and the query is also all data tables. So we have a three data tables at the same time, and when we comes here in the city names, you can see all data tables are exist here. So that is the main problem. So how we gonna get rid of this all data tables? Let's go back in our Power Query editor by double click on the query. Our query is open and we are here back. We just simply select the name of our query by Control C, and because the city names was there, in the city names we comes here, we can uncheck from here, but unchecking is not a permanent solution. We comes in a text filter, and from text filter we comes to does not equal to. We choose this feature of text filter, and it open a dialog box called row filter basic advanced, and we choose does not equal to, and we paste here as it is in the same way, and just click OK. As we click OK, our one step is recorded here as a filter row, and we comes to the home tab, close and load, and close and load too. And now you can see our queries got refreshed, and we have 400 rows as previously we calculate with the Excel function rows. Now up to this point, I hope you understand it. If we want to make some pivot report from this data, so how we will do that? We comes here, and but before opening a pivot table, I think I have to delete this table because pivot cache will not take this one. But let's check. We comes here, load to, we want a pivot report, and pivot report on a new worksheet. As we click, you can see here it is saying this query is currently connected to the table in your workbook. So we click OK. So this table will gonna delete, and our pivot cache will get load. Now we have our pivot cache here, and in pivot cache, but how we want to analyze our data is simple. Let's start with the city names. We put a city names here, and sold or amount here, and you can see here that's row levels I don't like. I comes in a design tab, report layout, show in tabular form. So now we have one city report of four cities. What are the amount, the sum of the amount. Now here we select this pivot cache by control and asterisk, control C, and paste here, and expand the column by double click. And now here we want another analysis with the city names, but this time we want to put the drugs, how much the drugs was sold in a particular city. Now you can see again that report is changed from the city name to product and city, which product is sold in the which city and how much amount. We can make one more report from here. We comes here, and now we have already selected our pivot cache. We just paste here, and we can change to another way to check which person have sold this, there are more product in cities. So simply we bring our sales rep name here, and with the sales rep name our product also. So like this we get to know, and one really expanded report, who's selling and which and what, or we can do here also like this way. So you can have a product names here, city name, and the sales rep. So like this way we can prepare different reports from a one nicely tablet form data. So hope guys you like this video. If you like the video, give a one thumbs up. If you like to improve your Excel skills, please hit the subscribe button to get the notifications in the future for the new upcoming videos. Thanks for the watching.